Hello people, welcome back to yet another video. Let's talk about Arsenal. So, City Arsenal, what a game. Unbelievable game. Felt a bit heartbroken at the end, I guess, as most of the Arsenal fans. But to be fair, I had the pleasure to watch, I think it was 6 years ago when Emery took over Arsenal and we played City. If you remember, you remember. It was, I think it was 5-0 us whooping. Quite a game. That game was no surprise for the Arsenal fan. Basically, those were the times when we would look at those games and we would go like, just don't get embarrassed, right? And how the time changed. Now this is still City, right? The 115 charges, all this, it doesn't matter because this is with the clubs, this is for the owners, this is for the Premier League to decide what they want to do with this. Right now we are talking about the players. They are amazing players. They deserve the respect. Unbelievable, uh, unbelievable group of players there. So obviously it's a very hard place to go, especially for Arsenal. You know that when you're playing a rivalry of yours, like City, United, Arsenal, Spurs, etc., it's a different kind of games, right? Or if you're playing a team that you're fighting for the same thing, right? It doesn't matter if you're playing a title rival team, if you're playing a team that you're fighting to get top 4, top 6, if it's a team that you're fighting for relegation battles, those are different type of games. So right now this is one of the hardest games for us, right? We know that City will play completely different against us than they play against Brentford. It's obvious, no disrespect to Brentford, of course. They kind of have their own rivalry with City. But this game was unbelievable. I'm not going to talk about the refs too much. You know my opinion. I'm not. I'm not one of the people who looks for any sorts of conspiracy theories against Arsenal winning the league, whatever. I don't think that's the case. I just think the case with English refs is that they're actually bad. They're just horrible. Uh, and I think that every team suffers, including City, right? We can go back 2 years ago when City played United, and that Rashford goal wasn't very good. Let's put it this way, right? So every team suffers from some a bit more, some a bit less. I don't think they have anything against the teams. I just think they're horrible. Those refs are horrible. You can see even on international tournaments. You can. I think it was Copa America. I watched. I think it was Argentina, Canada, if I'm not mistaken. And the ref, I'm not sure. I think it was from Honduras. It was unbelievable ref. You go and watch that game. That ref was absolutely class. Like Pierluigi Cullinaro born himself. And then you watch what they call the best league in the world, and you watch all those refs there, and it's just shocking, really. And the reason I'm saying this they're shocking is that they don't know what they're doing. They give yellow cards to one player for delay of game, then they don't give to another. They don't know the rules themselves. They don't know that there is no delay of game if the ball is rolling, right? The player needs to stop the ball. But anyway, not going to complain about the refs. I don't think that they're the reason for this result. I don't particularly think that we would win the game if Trossard would stay on the pitch, because we'll probably play a bit more open and City would have more chances probably. So that's it about the refereeing. I think that Trossard, what he did actually was stupid. It was idiotic. I don't know if it was a continuation of his motion, then you can't blame him. But from what I've seen during the game, it kind of looked like he had the time to stop, right? He could stop the movement, just don't kick the ball. It's the last action of the first half. There's no need of that, right? Just get to that first half to 1-up, put the pressure on them, and that's it. Apart from that, I think that we played very well. I think that especially the first half. Now, obviously, second half completely different story, but the first half we played very well. We gave them a game. A lot of criticism towards Arsenal this season for playing boring football, for playing defensive football. I kind of agree with that, and don't think we played particularly well, especially against Atalanta. But this game was completely different. I think this was the answer for Teta and the players. I think they took it kind of personal, and that was their answer. I think we took the game to City and they looked well. They looked damn well. I don't think there are many teams that would go to Etihad and give City the run for their money the way we did. Right, and it was very very good. And what actually pissed me off the most tonight was a lot of the reaction from rival fans, and you shouldn't buy much into this, but after an emotional game like that, it kind of gets you off. Is the criticism of Arsenal, making jokes about, the defensive posture, the defensive play in the second half. What the hell do you expect them to do? They're one man down, and here are the stats from the first half, right? So those are the stats from the first half. Now, obviously, Trossard was sent right at the end of it, so it didn't affect much. Right, the ball possession is nothing new. Obviously, you're not getting the ball out of City. Forget about it. Everything else pretty close, right? 2 shots on goals each, 4 to 5 shot attempts. City favored. Expected goals, again, I'm not sure how they calculate this. I mean, we scored 2 goals, we have 0.5. City scored 1, they had 0.58. Anyways, pretty equal stats if you ask me. Now, obviously, the second half is a completely different story. Of course, City won. They're 1 goal down. They have a man advantage. Obviously, it's going to be a completely different game. So, in that regard, I think it's quite unfair. I think it's stupid. All the comparisons they're doing, again, like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I think that a lot of people were hurt from this score, the way we played, and yeah, I really don't understand, but I will leave it to you. If you don't agree with me, please comment under the video. So let's get back to the game. Again, Gabriel Magalhaes, what a beast. Absolutely phenomenal player. I've been defending this guy for quite a while. A couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, when people were criticizing him, calling him for, he has this bozo gene, etc., etc. Where are those people now? This guy has, I think, like, what's 15 or 16 league goals. I think that's more than Edin Ketia scored for us, and he's a center back. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is one of the best defenders I've seen playing for Arsenal, and I've been watching Arsenal since 1999. I've seen Tony Adams, I've seen Martin Keown, I've seen Sol Campbell, Kolo Toure, some pretty damn good center backs playing for our team. And this is one of the best. He's absolutely unbelievable. And of course, alongside him is Saliba. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that for Saliba is basically a norm to say he's phenomenal, and that's it. There's nothing more to be added. Calafiori, again, unbelievable debut for him. That first goal looked a bit on his side. Savinho turned him quite well. It was one hell of a play, to be fair. I think that Calafiori was a kind of cold welcome to the league, right? So you have to be more concentrated because, yeah, he done him dirty there, and that's on him. That goal is purely on Calafiori for me. Like, you cannot lose your position like that, especially when you play that high. You're the left back, you play that high, you cannot do that. But the goal he scored, I think it was, and since that point on, I think he was very good. I think he was very solid. Timber on the right. The funny part is that I was talking to a friend of mine who's actually Italian, who was asking me about Calafiori, why he's not playing, etc. I told him, it was actually like 2 days ago, I think, that I told him, like, I think that our back four will be Calafiori on the left, Timber on the right, Gabriel and Saliba in the middle. I think that's how Arteta will play. I think that Ben White kind of lost his place a bit in the last couple of games. He wasn't good. He wasn't good against Atalanta. He wasn't good. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. But anyway, Timber is a better player. Timber is absolutely phenomenal player. Again, if you go back to one of my first videos, I said it, that Timber is what I've seen from him last season in the preseason. I know people say it's not much. Again, for me, it shows a lot, and he was phenomenal. And also from Ajax times, obviously I watched a couple of games from Ajax when he was in Ajax unbelievable player, absolutely unbelievable player. So the Calafiori one, mm, yeah, we'll need to see a bit more. I haven't watched much of Calafiori apart from the European Cup, sorry, the European tournament. But yeah, he looks good. He looks our back four looks good. Obviously, David Raya. I was one of the people who was saying that for me, Ramsdale is the better goalie. We should play Ramsdale over Raya. Wow, boy, I was wrong. Really, really, really badly wrong. But I'm happy to accept that. Long may it continue. So yeah, so the first half I think it was pretty solid. It was unbelievable game, and then Trossard decided that I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He decided that he doesn't want to be part of this game anymore. Yeah, funny end of the first half. Now the second half, obviously not much to be talked, especially as an Arsenal fan. We just defended. We were basically fighting for our life, and we looked damn good at the back. As I said before, like I can't remember when was the last time when we played that well defensively. Maybe 2006 in the Champions League, when I think we set a record for the least amount of goals conceded. It was unbelievable. We were good. Obviously, we played a bit more open back then, but we had Henry, right? We had, I think, we still had Pires, right? So we had quite the attacking line there. So yeah, and then came the 98th minute, which was ooh, that hurted. That hurted. But as I said in the start of the video, kind of, it was once on one side you kind of want to cry, it was heartbreaking. On the other side, like, man, they celebrated that draw, the City players. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's a sport, like football sport. It's in emotions. So I'm not going to criticize City players. I will have some questions to Rodri. Hopefully he's well, not injured, but he had a lot to say about the mentality. Well, where is your mentality tonight, guys? Where was your mentality? I'm sorry, but as Thierry Henry once said, if you're gonna act like a man, be a man at the end. So hopefully he's well. I don't want him to be out for like the whole season. I want, if we are going to beat City for the title, and Liverpool and whoever else is involved, but City mainly, they're the favorites. I want Rodri to be fit. I want to beat the best version of City, not like half of their team. It's not going to be that sweet. So yeah, as I said, a bit more emotional video, but I really was surprised to see a lot of the reaction online. Funny enough, the pundits were kind of more or less okay uh, with the Arsenal performances. So yeah, hopefully we pick up from here. If you look at this from a different point of view, 5 games into the season, we already played away at Spurs, we played away at Villa, and we played away at Etihad, which was one hell of a start of a season. So we're 2 points behind City, I believe, right now. So damn, that's good. That's really good. I think that this is one hell of a run. Hopefully our players realize that you should not be kicking ball away, right? Just don't do it, okay? You will get carded, right? So don't give the refs a reason to think about it. Just don't give them the reason to do it, you know. And yeah, just the reason I was criticizing Trossard so hard, and although some people were defending him, some people were talking about the added time, that it was past the added time. Look, we know that when the ref gives the added time, it's basically like a base, right? If you are going to slow the game during that added time, they will give more added time. It always was like that. It's not just against Arsenal. This is how they play right now. So there's nothing wrong with that. I have no problems with that. I was pissed off during the game itself, but obviously those are emotions during the game. But from the perspective of what Trossard did, even if he's not carded for the delay of game, that barge to the back, that was stupid. He can be carded just for that. That was a really really bad foul, right? You don't do that. Just there's no point of doing that. It's the first half. I would understand if it was the end of the game. Okay, screw it, fight, with your clothes and nails for that. But that's the end of the first half. What's the point, right? Just don't touch that stupid ball. If you wanna delay the game, do it smartly. Just stay in front of the ball so they cannot start the play until you hear the ref blows the whistle. That's how you do it. That's how people do it, and you will not get carded. The ref will come and will tell you just to get the hell out of the way of the ball. So yeah, that's about it. I don't know if you agree with me. Um, Let me know what you think about this. Do you agree? Do you not agree? What do you think about the English refs in general? Doesn't matter if you support Arsenal, City, or whoever. As I said, what comes around goes around. This is not going to be just us. This is not going to be the last time, unfortunately, this season. Even in the Euros, we saw that the English refs were the worst out of all of them. They're just horrible. They're just horrendous. Um, so yeah, thank you. Like the video, leave comments, tell me what you think about this, and up to the next one.